The Oklahoma Senate votes on a teacher pay raise. An OU professor faces criminal charges, and we talk with one of Norman's influential leaders. This is OU Nightly. Good evening and welcome to OU Nightly. I'm Matt Marks.
And I'm Jaycie Bayless. It is a waiting game at the Oklahoma State Capitol tonight.
The next step for a $447 million tax increase that would give Oklahoma teachers a raise is for the state Senate to approve it. Here's what we know right now. The Senate met at 1:30 this afternoon. They gavelled in and quickly adjourned so the House Bill 1010XX could be reviewed in a Senate committee. If the Senate returns to vote on this bill, it might be later tonight.
Now, a lot of controversy around this bill. Some say it's a great deal for Oklahoma and could avoid a teacher and state employee walkout, but it is the first tax increase since 1990, and some people are not too happy about it, including former U.S. Senator Tom Coburn, who visited the state capitol today and spoke with News 9.
And I would just remind you, the taxes to pay for any increase under this bill are going to come from you and your family. They're going to come from you and your family. And then you ought to ask a question, why don't we have the opportunities in Oklahoma? Why did 2/3 of all the graduates of Oklahoma's university leave Oklahoma? For the very reason that we're seeing what's happening here right now, is we haven't created the incentives for lower taxes, for more economic growth, for initiation of business and ease of business growth in our state.
Coburn also announced his support for the group Oklahoma Taxpayers United.
Lots of strong feelings on both sides for this one. And OU Nightly's Tevis Hillis is joined by Norman Mayor Lynn Miller to discuss the possible teacher walkout and how it is affecting the city. Tevis.
Thank you so much for being here with us today. You worked for 30 years as a teacher and a principal. Teachers are planning a walkout on Monday. As a politician and an educator, are your identities conflicting?
Not at all. While I was a teacher, I was part of a number of walkouts. I think it's unfortunate that we've had to come to this, but even when I was working in education, we were already losing teachers to other states. We must raise the salaries for our teachers. It's the most important thing for our state and our development is to have a good education system. And we have failed our public education system and our colleges.
Absolutely. And how would this walkout affect Norman?
From what I hear, the community is behind the teachers. They know it's a big problem. If we can't get qualified teachers, we can't have a strong education system.
Absolutely.
That's very important in our community. And so I think that the community will stand behind the teachers.
On Monday, OU announced James L. Gallegly as the new president. What are your opinions about this?
Well, I don't really know much about him. I know that he was a lawyer and a businessman. I think everybody's just kind of waiting to see what's going to happen. It's very important for our community to have a positive relationship with the university. So personally, I'm looking forward to meeting him.
Oh, we all are.
Yeah.
Many did not expect him to become president. As an alum of OU, what is your opinion about him? And what is the alumni network saying about him?
I think most people are saying they don't really know a whole lot about him. I know that there's always a concern when someone at a university is hired that doesn't have an academic background. So I have heard that as a concern and that people don't know a lot about him. But he's obviously been a very successful businessman, yes. And he has shown his interest in philanthropy, and that's a really, really important job of a university president, to help raise money for the university.
Yes, and I have to ask, what part of your job do you hate the most?
I love almost everything about my job. It's wonderful to be of service to your community, and I get to do lots of fun things and meet fun people. The thing that's the hardest is the political conflict with other council members.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for being here. This is Mayor Lynn Miller, and back to you all in the studio.
Thank you, Tevis.
Now, Matt, I know that it's supposed to be spring, but it does not feel like it today.
No, breaking out the jacket, sweatpants, all that. No, it's not spring.
Erica, can you tell us if there's any relief in sight?
That's right, guys. It's been kind of dreary today, and current radar and satellite shows us those clouds are still over Norman, but the sun is starting to come out. We are expected to warm up in the next few hours, so a slight relief, but unfortunately these rain chances will return to our area within the next few hours. But like I said, those temperatures are starting to increase due to that increase in sunlight as well. 61 degrees currently in Norman, 60 in Oklahoma City. Like I said, these conditions will improve throughout the overnight hours, but another round of storms will move into the area, and we are expecting more rain chances throughout the week. So I will talk more about that during our first weather, but for now, back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Erica. A French language professor at OU is facing 2 charges for second-degree rape after he turned himself into the Norman police last week. 27-year-old Kyle Podreka is accused of having a sexual relationship with a 15-year-old student while he was a substitute teacher at Westmore High School. The student told Norman police that the relationship began when Podreka began giving private French language lessons to the student last May and June. Officials from the University of Oklahoma said that Podreka is on administrative leave pending the outcome of the investigation.
And an investigation is underway over allegations that a middle school student was sexually assaulted over a 2-year span. The lawsuit filed Monday in Oklahoma City claims Washington Public School Superintendent A.J. Brewer and Principal Stuart McPherson played off the incidents, calling them horseplay and accidental touching. In the lawsuit, the now 14-year-old boy says he was assaulted numerous times, including once in the classroom with no teacher present in the room.
And reports are coming out today about discussion of possible presidential pardons. Allison Stewart has more in News Center.
Thanks, Matt. The New York Times reports today that President Donald Trump's former top lawyer talked about arranging presidential pardons for Michael Flynn and Paul Manafort. Flynn is Trump's former national security advisor who pleaded guilty to lying to the FBI about contact with Russia. And Manafort is the former Trump campaign chairman who has been indicted by 2 grand juries for foreign lobbying work and bank fraud. The conversations happened as special counsel Robert Mueller was building cases against both men, raising questions of whether Trump's lawyer was offering pardons to influence their decisions to plead guilty. Dowd resigned from Trump's legal team earlier this month and denies the report's allegations, along with Trump's current lawyer and the White House. Today, a federal judge said that a lawsuit against the Trump International Hotel in Washington can proceed. The suit was brought on by the attorney generals of D.C. and Maryland. They accused Trump of illegally accepting gifts from foreign governments through his family's business, which violates the Constitution's emolument clause. Maryland and D.C. also argued that the Trump International Hotels operation put other nearby hotels at a disadvantage because of the president's association. And the Trump Hotel also got special tax concessions. The ruling from Judge Peter Mesite says that the case will have to focus only on the Trump Organization's operations in Washington. Adult film star Stormy Daniels' attorney wants to depose President Trump. Daniels says that she had an affair with Trump in 2006, but Trump says it never happened. Trump's attorney Michael Cohen said that he paid Daniels $130,000 in October 2016, but that Trump knew nothing about it. Daniels' attorney Michael Avenatti is seeking a 2-hour deposition with Trump and a 2-hour deposition with Cohen. The hearing is set for April 30th. And Matt, 22-year-old former Disney Channel actress Caroline Sunshine is to join U.S. President Donald Trump's press office.
All right, thank you, Allison.
It's like interesting to see another celebrity in the White House.
That's right.
Well, still ahead on OU Nightly, our friends in Texas are seeing rain, a lot of rain.
Plus, Raptors are now flying high thanks to the generosity of one organization. Stay with us.
Welcome back. Now there's one city using technology to clean up a stinky situation. Abby Green is here with more in Earth Report.
In hopes of fixing their sewer system, the city of Shreveport is becoming one of the biggest users of trenchless technology. And just today, the 160-foot sewer line will go through a repair process made possible by the new technology. The technology is environmentally friendly and a lot cheaper than alternative options. But that's not all. The project will also be helpful as the city works to make the sewer system up to modern standards. The work is expected to last through the spring of next year. And OU professor Cameron Homeyer is a recipient of a NASA Research Opportunities in Space and Earth Science grant. Homeyer performed research that took ground-based radar linked to satellite observations of trace gases to better understand the atmosphere. This is a very prestigious award, and NASA was honored to give it to Professor Homeyer. The grant will support the NASA Earth Science mission by advancing satellites and providing data to understand the climate system. And thanks to a wild bird rescue group, raptors are now safely flying over Caddo Lake. The Caddo Lake Institute partnered with the Last Chance Forever Rescue Group, along with government agencies, to ensure that the birds have a safe habitat. Before the organization intervened, many of the birds nearly died from illnesses and injuries. The group has provided the birds with rehabilitation surgery and nursing care to help with the recovery process. The organizations hope to help the birds not rely on humans while making their habitat a safer place. I just think it'd be amazing to see them fly over the lake. Like, that's so cool.
Well, and it's cool that they're like working with them, but then they're working to make them not rely on us.
It's truly amazing.
Well, very cool. Thank you, Abby.
Thanks, Abby.
Well, still ahead on OU Nightly, men's gymnastics makes winning this certain award look easy.
Plus, Erica Lopez has more on our rain chances this week.
That's right. Dreary conditions right now, but will this improve? I'll let you know after the break. Back to OU Nightly, taking a live look of downtown Norman. We can see those mostly cloudy skies, those temperatures around 61 degrees. This is expected to improve throughout the overnight hours, but we are expecting a slight chance of rain throughout the overnight hours, like I said. Although conditions will improve, the clouds will start to decrease. They will increase again around midnight due to a cold front that is going to push through the area around the late hours. And again, this won't cause a drastic change for your morning commute or if you are going to class tomorrow, but the rain moves in through the area around the afternoon hours, so we are expected to see a very messy afternoon in Norman tomorrow afternoon around 2 p.m. Those conditions will improve a little, but those winds will shift, and we will feel a rather chilly day tomorrow. So make sure that you have that jacket in hand because we will feel that drastic change in temperatures. Going into Friday, those winds will shift again, and those warmer temperatures will start to increase. So if you are planning on traveling for Thanksgiving or Easter weekend, rather, we are expected to see a drastic change. If you are going south, you aren't expected to see anything that will affect your commute, or if you're going northeastern, nothing will affect that commute. So again, Friday and Saturday are expected to be very pleasant or due to those wind shifting and again an increase in temperatures. But then for Easter Sunday, this will change. A cold front will move into the area on Saturday around 2 p.m. Those winds will start to change again, so we will feel another drastic change in temperatures. And then around the afternoon hours, so around Saturday 4 p.m. close to 5, those winds will move, those north winds will move into the area. That cold front will push through and a drastic change in temperatures will occur. So throughout the morning hours and arriving into the afternoon hours, we are expected to see temperatures in the 70s, and then that will change throughout the overnight hours on Saturday. So you will need that jacket for Saturday night. Lows tonight, rather mild, 45 for Norman, 46 for Oklahoma City, the rest of the state in the mid to upper 40s. And we are right around normal for this time of year with those skies, mostly cloudy tomorrow. Another rainy day over Norman, 57 degrees in Norman. So we are expected to see mild temperatures. Those winds, like I said, will change direction, and we will feel a little cooler than normal. So make sure that you have that jacket in hand. And again, like I said, those winds will shift from the north. And looking at the next 2 days, storm chances increase for Thursday, a 50% chance of rain. So another dreary day over Norman tomorrow. Friday, these temperatures will start to improve. Those conditions will improve as well. Mostly sunny skies. And then Saturday and Sunday, those temperatures will start to increase. 70 as a high temperature on Sunday before 5 p.m. before that cold front moves through. And then Sunday, another chance of rain, a 20% chance. And then look at that high temperature on Sunday, 45 degrees. So make sure that you have that jacket in hand, and then conditions will start to improve a little. Those temperatures will start to warm up. 30% chance of rain throughout Monday and Tuesday, but then Wednesday we will have a relief in rains, but we are expected to see those dreary conditions continue over Norman.
It's like I might be one of the only people that says this, but I'm really glad we're getting the rain.
We need it.
Yeah,
definitely
exactly.
Need
it for a lot of Oklahoma. Awesome. Well, thank you, Erica. Well, and it may not feel like spring today, but we are less than 3 weeks away from a day that football fans look forward to.
That's right, Jaycie. And Christian is here with what the Sooners have been doing this offseason. Christian.
Hollywood Brown has been making some waves. More on that. And Johnny Manziel might have an NFL home in 2018. Sports is next. Welcome back. Spring football is underway, and several players are poised for a great return. First and foremost, Hollywood Brown and Marquise is feeling himself after leading the receiving corps in 2017. The transfer piled up 57 catches, averaging 20 yards a catch. In addition, he torched Bedlam rival OSU for 265 yards and 2 touchdowns. He goes by Hollywood. What's not to like about the guy? Now Marquise tells us about the strides he's made this offseason.
Once you have a good year, you got to start working on, your technique, your route running, just so you can always stay ahead of the game. Me and City, we talk a lot, try to keep everybody motivated, and we try to hold ourselves to a higher standard so they could play to the standard we playing at. I feel a lot confident, than last year, and it's just, my teammates made me more confident. They believe in me, I believe in them.
And Shiloh has the scoop on the Bedlam rivalry that took place last night. Shiloh?
The Sooners took their home field last night for a Bedlam battle. Early in the game, the Sooners were crippled when junior right fielder Steele Walker was ejected. After taking strike 3, Walker tapped the plate when passing back to the dugout and immediately got a reaction from the home plate ump. Top of the second, Sooners allowed 6 walks, sealing their fate 7-1 against Oklahoma State, ending in an upset for the Sooners. There was a spark of hope in the 3rd inning when sophomore center fielder Kyler Murray cranked out a double, but the flame just didn't catch. The boys return to action tomorrow, starting their home series against the Baylor Bears. But those won't be the only animals you'll see around. Mark your calendars, because this Saturday will be their annual Bark in the Park.
Thank you, Shiloh. Yesterday, gymnast Levi Anderson earned his 2nd MPSF Gymnast of the Week award and played a vital role in the comeback victory over Ohio State. Crazy stat for you here. This award has been on the OU gymnast shelves for 8 consecutive weeks. We too deep. The other notable winners include Yoel Moldauer and Hunter Justice. And after a chaotic loss to the Blazers, the Thunder look to rebound tomorrow night against the Spurs. In the Blazers' loss, forward Carmelo Anthony had a rough outing. Missing the game-tying shot gave the Thunder their 3rd loss in just 10 games. With the Kawhi-less Spurs, OKC plans on returning back to their winning ways in San Antonio. And once again, I feel like a broken record, but Johnny Manziel is in the limelight. Johnny Football has been eyeing a return to the NFL, and yesterday he may have received his shot. The former Heisman winner threw to Christian Kirk and other receivers at Texas A&M's Pro Day. Afterwards, the QB held private meetings for several teams, most notably the New England Patriots. Manziel spoke about his desire to return to any football field.
I think it's a little bit better, but, I can't tell. I can come out here and do this all day, but I don't know what these guys are saying behind the scenes or in the buildings around the NFL. So, I do know that, if for whatever reason, I don't get the opportunity, which is what I want in the NFL, I'm going to go up to a great league in the CFL, and I'm going to play, and I'm going to try and play my best. That's all I can really do.
And after 4 basketball team departures, someone is finally coming inside the doors of Lloyd Noble instead of leaving. The Sooners have landed Colorado State transfer Chris Martin. The 6'6" guard won't replace Trae Young, but we'll see solid minutes on the court. And guys, I felt like the future of the OU basketball program was really at stake, and I hope that Chris Martin can kind of hold us down for a little bit.
Rough week, and this looks good now.
Yeah, right. So. Finally a good thing.
Thank goodness.
Thanks, Christian.
Well, still ahead on OU Nightly, we'll be talking more about the spring game, but this time it doesn't involve football. Stay with us.
I'm Karbs at the OU Nightly Update Desk. This just in, Donald Trump is replacing former Veterans Affairs Secretary David Shulkin. Trump announced on Twitter that he intends to nominate Admiral Ronnie L. Jackson as the new Secretary of Veteran Affairs. He also tweeted that he is thankful for Shulkin's service to the country and the veterans. And Robert Wilkie, an undersecretary at the Pentagon, will serve as interim secretary. Back to you guys in the studio.
Well, thank you, Kara. And the spring game is a chance for football fans to see a game before September. But this year, it will also be a chance to see a concert. Country star Trace Adkins is set to perform at 12:30 in the north end zone of Owen Field. And on top of a concert in football, you can also see Bob Stoops' dedication of his statue that morning. It's going to be a full day.
Packed with everything.
Right, so. More than football now.
That's right.
Well, Erica, we talked about Easter earlier, and I know that your weather fact, has to do with Easter.
That's right. So check this out. Historically, rainy Easter in OKC in the past 8 years. So we haven't had a dry Easter since 2010. So that means it's been raining every Easter. This is not going to change this year because we do have a chance of rain on Sunday. So we will see if next year it rains on Easter, if the streak continues to rain over
8 years of muddy Easters.
Yeah, I can't
8
imagine
years of
just
rainy
8 straight
Easters.
years rain on one day.
Right. Makes like Easter egg hunts more fun, I think, though.
For sure.
Well, thank you all for watching OU Nightly, brought to you by the Gaylord College at the University of Oklahoma.
We'll see you back here tomorrow night live at 4:30.
Have a great evening.
Good night.